And away we go, hot off the press. Your questions. Thanks very much for your tweets here on Extra Time. Adrian Healey in the company of Steve Nicol. You can hear him. You'll see him. There he is. Ali Moreno and Julien as well. Stevie, welcome back, by the way, after your exotic vacation. A couple of questions for you right off the bat from Scott. First of all, are you worried at all about Liverpool's recent form, or do you think they will kick it into gear when the season actually starts?
I would be lying if I told you I'm not worried about anything. I'm worried about that back line. You know, they've gone from just being impregnable to just looking a little suspect. And I know you can say, well, you know what? The truth is, they had already won the league and they shut it down. But it's not so easy to get that sort of, you know, that group, that back five basically, your back four and the goalkeeper. It's very difficult to get in that sort of groove where every time you step on the field, you just know that everybody's going to do the job, be in the right position. The opposition ain't going to score. That thing's disappeared just because of the circumstances. So the only little worry I have is how quickly are they going to get that back line back to just being impregnable again?
Well, with apologies to Ali and Juls, Stevie's return has prompted lots of people worrying about Stevie worrying, because the next question is the same. Stevie, are you worried that Mane and Salah have no competition and are too comfortable? They could have an average game and not get taken off.
No, I don't think so. Over the last 2 or 3 seasons, they've shown that regardless of who sat on the bench, they've been at it 100%. Listen, you can ask whether Salah at times is a little careless, but you know what? You can't take your eyes off him, and he's liable to do something incredible at any second. So him and Mane in particular haven't dropped the ball, and I don't see any reason how or why they should drop the ball in the up-and-coming season.
All right, Ali, one for you from King KDB, no less. With Messi in the Manchester City team, hypothetically, how would Kevin De Bruyne's role change, and what would Foden/Silva do? Will we see Messi, KDB, and Silva or Foden a tiki-taka trio? Is the question.
David Silva? We're talking about?
No, I would think Bernardo, but I can only assume.
Because I was going to tell you that the role for David Silva has diminished dramatically.
Yes.
Look, I think Foden is going to be very comfortable on the bench. That's without a doubt. And that's a shame, because I think he had shown a lot of positive signs in this season in which he was going to take his game to an entirely different level. But if the bar is going to break, it's going to break there at Phil Foden. Bernardo Silva wasn't nearly as good this year and as productive as he was last season. He needs something else to happen in order for him to truly kind of become the guy that they thought he was going to become last year. And so therefore, I just think Kevin De Bruyne's role, will it change? No, I don't believe so. He's actually going to get even more opportunities to get forward, because as Lionel Messi, as we have seen over the last couple of seasons, especially this year, he has dropped off into more of a playmaker sort of role. So then De Bruyne and his passing only add value to that. But he then can also make runs off of whoever is playing that center forward position, and maybe he can be more of a presence in the attacking 18-yard box as well, because he doesn't have to do all the passing. Lionel Messi can do the passing as well. As for Silva and Foden, I think it's a different conversation for the two of them. Foden will be on the bench. Bernardo Silva also coming off the bench, and he has to play better than what he did this past year.
Jules, you've been patient. It's worth the wait, though. The intriguingly named Pythagoras with this question for you. Who has a bigger point to prove in the new season, Antoine Griezmann or Eden Hazard?
That's a very good question from our friend Pythagoras. I mean, the easy answer is both, obviously, because Hazard, having missed pretty much all of the season because of injuries, I think would want to do more, would want to show more, although in the end he won La Liga, and had an impact in it towards the end after the restart. But you would still expect him to be far more hungry when he comes back, when the season starts in September. That hopefully with no injuries, he will fit so well in that system, in the formation, and he can have a bit more of that relationship that we saw between him and Benzema that already looked really interesting for the games they played towards the end of the season. So that's on the Real Madrid side of things. For Barcelona, of course Griezmann wants to have a much better season. The problem is, where is he going to play and who will he play with? Whether Messi leaves or not, you still need to play him in his best position, which is what Koeman said, for him to be able to express himself fully. And right now, I don't see how they can play him as a second striker, like almost a 9.5 if you want, behind someone else who would help him get the best out of himself, because they don't have a Giroud or they don't have a Diego Costa, that type of player. So that might come, but I'm a bit more worried about Griezmann's season than Hazard. If Hazard can stay fit, I think he will come in back into the team and have a really, really strong season. For Griezmann, it still depends on a lot of other things around him as well.
All right, one for all of you. What would the crew members do if you were in the Gareth Bale situation with massive wages and a comfortable life in Madrid, but without being able to play much? Would they leave?
Are you asking Stevie?
Or
Are
continue?
you really asking Stevie what he would do? Playing golf every day and earning 16 million a year?
Yeah, I was kind of predicting what Stevie's
Is that what you're
response.
asking Stevie? I know the answer that Stevie would give.
Is that a pipe? Oops. Are you smoking a pipe?
Yeah.
That's a pipe, yeah. Hold on, I'm just getting it going.
So Steve,
Gareth, you want a game? No, you're all right.
Who smoked a pipe?
so Stevie's banner would be
Have the laugh.
pipe golf, Wales, Madrid. Yeah.
Gareth, hey, don't shout at me backswing. What is it? What is it, Zinedine? I'm on the 9th. I'll be finished in about an hour and a half. Yeah.
Ali, different perspective, or do you just collect those checks and see Stevie out on the golf course?
Well, I'll see Stevie out on the golf course regardless. He's going to live there anyway. I mean, whatever happened to competitive spirit, to professional pride, to all the things that brought you to this level in your career? I suppose at some point, if you love the game and you're really passionate about it, you want to play. And I'm not about to tell Gareth Bale to take a pay cut. I'm not about to tell Gareth Bale to that contract that you earned because of the way that you played and up until this point, don't worry about it. Just leave that money behind. I wouldn't go as far as to say that. But there's something about playing. This is why we play the game, because we love it, because we enjoy it, we like the competition. But maybe for Gareth Bale, the reality is different. If it were me, I would like to be on the field.
Right, I'll push it on, Jules. We got one from Zahavi for you. Would PSG have won the Champions League with Edinson Cavani?
Oh, you're breaking my heart bringing it back to that final. I mean, I thought that game had never happened anyway. I thought, I don't know who won the Champions League this year. I don't really care.
Not PSG.
Thank you, Ali. I know you're a friend.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
know you were a friend. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he would have been on the pitch, could have missed some chances. Maybe he would have scored. But maybe he would have never got the chances that Mbappe and Neymar got because of where they were playing. They would have played in a different position as Cavani started. It's too hard. I don't know. It would have helped, I guess. Maybe if he'd been there through the whole final 8, and maybe he would have entered the rotation and some player could have been a bit rested. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to say. I guess it's always better to have kept him and Meunier, for example, and the youngster ones like Kouassi, for example, to be part of that. That would have helped maybe in terms of the spirit of the squad, etc. But I don't know if that would have changed anything.
We will never know, will we, Jules?
Adrian, the real question for me is, never mind PSG and never mind Cavani. What is going on behind Stevie's left shoulder? Is that a pig kicking a soccer ball? Is that what's going on? That's what I want.
Let's not get into left and right with Stevie again. This could take us down. Actually, it is over your left shoulder, Stevie. Now I see it. The pig and the soccer ball. Next to the clock. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh! Yeah, what is that? That's eagle-eyed, Ali. I didn't even spot that.
That's exactly what he said it was. It's a pig kick in a
pig kick in a
football.
soccer ball. Is there
Sorry,
any
Sagger. A Sagger ball.
Is there any sort of story behind it? How it ended up on your shelf? No idea.
I didn't even know it was there.
No idea.
Until Ali told me.
All right. Matthias asks, well, it's a long question, so bear with this. What's Leroy Sane's best position and where is he probably going to play at Bayern? At City, he seemed to mainly provide width as a left winger, but since Bayern already have Alphonso Davies on that flank, wouldn't they stand in each other's way? Ali, you want to take that?
Sure. Well, I know this much. The newcomer is Sane. So he is the one that has to prove his value to the team and his best position on the field. Whereas Alphonso Davies, you already know what he can give you, and you're not changing the position of that guy because he quickly became one of the most dangerous players coming out of the bag for Bayern Munich. Not only did we see it in Champions League, but we saw it in the second half of the season as well in the Bundesliga. So there's no moving Alphonso Davies. Leroy Sane is going to have to be the one that kind of changes his game and evolves his game into something different so that you open up that space for Alphonso Davies and allow him the freedom to go forward.
You guys, any thoughts on this? Want to weigh in?
Don't you think? Well, I mean, in the Champions League just recently, you had Perisic and you had Kingsley Coman in front of Davies. So does he go ahead of those two? Because Davies definitely plays left back. Alaba, I'm 100% will stay at centre back. So it's probably a fight between the three of them who plays on the left hand side.
Jules?
So I would have thought that Sane would start over the two of them.
Jules, you think he's straight in that starting lineup?
I mean, Perisic would go back to Inter Milan anyway, so it would really be between Coman and Sane. I think Coman has had a few injuries, but he scored that very important goal in the Champions League final, like against someone I can't remember who, but that was obviously a very important goal for Bayern Munich. I think he's been there a few years, and like Ali said, Sane will arrive and will have to show that he's better than Coman to start. However, you could also think that from Hansi Flick's point of view and Bayern Munich, you spend that money on Sane is to play him regularly and have a front three of Gnabry, Lewandowski and Sane. So you could also see that happen very easily.
Right. Finally, we reached the end. Marathon extra time session. Yusuf with the final question for Jules. What do you think of a Saliba-Gabriel partnership in Arsenal's central defence next season with Tierney and Bellerin and Cedric and Luis and Marie? Could that be a solid backline, do you think, with your Arsenal?
A lot of names.
Yeah, I think Arsenal fans. I think Arsenal fans should be excited, especially the potential centre-back partnership of Gabriel and Saliba. They're very young, 19 and 22, but I think they've showed in France certainly, and if they can adapt both of them to the Premier League quickly, they are very solid. They complement each other really well. One is right-footed, one is left-footed, but also in the way they play and what they're very good at. One a bit more with the ball, the other one is so good in the air, so strong in his challenges on physicality. And I think the idea would be from Arteta to start with a back three and have them playing in a more secure back three or five, and then maybe move to a back four and the two together. And if they do well, I think you've got a very strong partnership then for many years to come. So I think Arsenal should be very excited by Gabriel and Saliba.
All right, excellent stuff, guys. You really showed your stamina today, or stamina. Is it stamina or stamina?
Your stamina?
Stanima?
Yes.
Yeah, we hung in there.
That thing. Tomorrow we'll solve the mystery of the pig and the soccer ball and just how did it get onto Stevie's shelf. Maybe we won't. Maybe that will remain unsolved. The next edition of ESPN FC. I hope you can join us for that.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.